Rodeo season starts at the very end of February, basically. We kick off with the huge parade downtown Houston, and then we have the World Champion Barbecue Cook-Off that is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday prior to the rodeo. And then for March, we've got 20 action-packed shows for you. For those of you that don't know, maybe out-of-state listeners, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is like the biggest rodeo in the world.
How much money do we give away to Texas students every year through the rodeo?
The number goes up every year. I think we're around 28 million that's committed to scholarships and educational programs this year. So the number goes up every year dramatically.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Houston Bound podcast. My name's Chase and I'm here with my co-host Mandy, and we're here at Raising Cane's with our friend Kenna Stephenson. She's another local real estate agent in the area, and we're talking all things rodeo today. So one fact you might not know about Mandy and myself, we're both on rodeo committees along with Kenna, and we want to talk to you guys about what all the rodeo has to offer, what our rodeo committees do, and just a little bit of background on the show. So I wanted to first go around and say what committees we're on. I am on the Houston Metro Go Texan Rodeo Committee, Conroe Willis Woodland Subcommittee, and Mandy, who are you with?
I'm on speakers, and Kenna, who are you with?
You also do Go Texans still or no? No? Okay. So I am currently vice chair of the speakers committee, and I am former vice chair of the membership committee, and I am also one of the speakers on the new speakers committee for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Community Coalition, which is a new entity separate from the rodeo itself. So 3 committees.
Yeah. Can you tell why we asked her to join us today?
Oh, I totally fangirled on Kenna whenever I first met her.
She's so funny.
Begged her to be on the podcast.
Right.
I did. Full disclosure.
So what are we doing here? What does speakers do? Can you give us a little insight, Kenna?
Why are we at Raising Cane's today?
Okay, so we are at Raising Cane's in Tomball, Texas this evening, because they are a sponsor of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, Raising Cane's, and they are doing their rodeo kickoff event here in Tomball today with giveaways and all kinds of fun activities going on outside. There's Cowboy. Hi, Cowboy. And we're lucky enough that it was close to where we all are and at home and work, so we were able to come do the podcast here today to keep you guys abreast of what's going on. It's rodeo season. It's that time of year. So what else are y'all going to talk about in February and March, right?
Right.
It's like a second Christmas for me. I love rodeo season. It's so fun.
Oh, yeah. And just to give you guys a little background, rodeo season starts at the very end of February, basically. We kick off with the huge parade downtown Houston, and then we have the World Champion Barbecue Cook-Off that is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday prior to the rodeo. And then for March, we've got 20 action-packed shows for you. So there's a lot that happens with the rodeo. Can you tell us a little background on the rodeo?
So, well, first off, the first parade is this Saturday, ma'am. That's your committee's parade.
Yes, that is true.
Montgomery County people. This Saturday is the Conroe parade. Mm-hmm. So that is the first parade, and it is, by the way, little trivia for your Montgomery County. The Conroe subcommittee, the Conroe Willis, what is it? Conroe
Willis.
It's a mouthful. Subcommittee of Houston Metro Go Texan has the only parade that is an official Rodeo Houston parade besides the downtown parade that happens cook-off weekend the following weekend. So It is a big deal.
We're very proud of our parade.
And it is going to be cold again this year, and I will be there. And it's going to be fun. It'll be a good time. Bring the kids out. It's at noon. At least the Conroe parade happens a little later in the day.
Right.
So maybe
it'll be a little warmer.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so it's rodeo season, and it begins this week with, obviously, we're at Cane's. All the sponsors are doing their kickoff events at their corporate locations this week and next week. Conroe parade this Saturday, downtown parade the following Saturday. Barbecue cook-off is next week, and then 20 nights of.
Can we dig into the Can we dig into the barbecue cook-off? Tell me all about the cook-off.
So, I can't believe you told me you haven't been.
I have not been to the Houston, no, not yet.
My mind is blown.
But we're going this year, that's for sure. We're all going to be there.
Y'all are going to have to do a whole follow-up podcast follow-up video.
A review
from the cook-off.
Mandy's food review.
Yeah, you'll have to do a review of the
we
cook-off.
will have a review for you guys as soon as it's done.
So the barbecue cook-off is roughly, I don't know the exact number, it's over 200 cook teams that, and these are like top-notch, very
The best in Texas.
High-end, the best of the best. Oh, they come from farther than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And, so there's over 200 teams that have private tents. They're there to compete. They're there, first and foremost, they are there to compete. It is the World Championship barbecue cook-off, and it's a
Do
big
they win
deal.
anything, or is it just bragging rights?
Oh no, there's prizes, and there's
prizes?
Yeah, there's money and prizes involved.
Wow.
And the recognition and the advancement opportunities. So it's
I didn't know that.
It's a championship of sanctioned cook-offs. So most of the Metro subcommittees also have cook-offs that are sanctioned, that they accumulate points. So I don't know about cook teams and cooking competitions, like cook-offs for any entity.
Well, tell our viewers, because they probably know just as much as I do.
these cook-off teams at most cook-offs are full-on businesses. Like they're usually charitable businesses, because they are donating a percentage of what they accumulate to some cause that they believe in, or to the rodeo. But they collect donations all year for their causes that they support, and for their ability to compete and seek sponsorships within each of their tents, within each competition that they do. There's a lot goes into it. Just the booth spaces are tens of thousands of dollars for each booth space, and most teams are taking up multiple spaces. But you're talking, they're probably spending anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000 each team to be at the Houston barbecue for 3 days.
Oh yeah, and they camp out. They camp out, right? They move in.
Yes, they literally move in, and each tent will have its own entertainment of some kind, whether that's a DJ or a band or whatever. A lot of them book bands privately in their tents, and then you have the rodeo and its title sponsors put together the main stage by the 93Q tent, which has entertainment available all day, all 3 days for the public. So that's just, once you're into the cook-off, you're in for those shows. To get into the team tents, you have to purchase wristbands or be given wristbands. The sponsors, that's how they pay to be there. That's how they can afford it, is that they sell wristbands for their tent. So they're sponsors by those.
Well, it's a lot of fun. There's music. Some of these tents have photo booths in them. There's a lot of dancing, a lot of eating. It's a really good time. And for those of you that don't know, maybe out-of-state listeners, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is like the biggest rodeo in the world, and the cook-off is just the beginning of it, and it's a really big, fun time. So
cook-off is insane. Your phones don't work there.
That's how busy it is.
That's how many people accumulate at NRG in a single moment, that phones do not work there. Sponsor night, Thursday night, it's a little better, but Friday and Saturday night, you're not going to text anybody.
It's wild.
To find them at another tent, so plan ahead if you're going out there with your friends in your buddy system. But it's a great time.
All right, so let's talk about what is the purpose of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Give us the history and the economic impact that it has on the city.
Oh, okay.
This is the big one.
Speakers test. So I am on the speakers committee, and I do have lots of good information like that. So rodeo's first rodeo was in 1932. So coming up on 100 years soon. It started as the Fat Stock Show, which was kind of ranchers coming together to compete with their livestock, initially more for not just bragging rights, but also marketability and sharing best practices. But what that evolved to very quickly was, we need to sell tickets. Like, the public wants to see this as well, and then that led to entertainment, also bringing in entertainment. The first rodeo concert, y'all guess. Come on, who was the first rodeo?
Elvis?
The first rodeo.
I don't know.
Come on. I don't even think Reba was alive.
No,
she was alive. Gene Autry.
I would have never guessed
So,
that.
Okay.
Y'all are both younger than me. Do you know anything Gene Autry sings?
No.
No?
Oh, no. I don't really know who that
Do
is.
you know Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Yes.
like the
Yes.
Western version? You know that one? Okay, because that was one of his big hits. Another great big hit he had was The Stars at Night.
Oh, big and bright.
Yeah, we should know that.
Deep
We
in
should
the
know that one.
heart of Texas.
Yeah,
Love
so yeah, he did all right. That guy did all right. He was the singing cowboy, and he was the first official concert performer for Rodeo Houston.
Love it.
And it just got bigger and bigger ever since. So what's crazy is that it began as really promoting ranching and agriculture, but it's grown to the 4 pillars of Rodeo Houston are agriculture, education, Western heritage, and entertainment. So those are the core values of the rodeo, is preserving and promoting those 4 pillars. And so we really work for educational programs and scholarships for Texas graduating high school seniors to go to Texas accredited universities in hopes that they will complete their education and start their careers in Texas, which will then further the future of our economy within our state and in those industries. So,
And how much money do we give away to Texas students every year through the rodeo?
So the number goes up every year, and I think we're around 27, 28 million that's committed to scholarships and educational programs this year. So the number goes up every year dramatically. My clowns are bouncing around behind us.
So if y'all see us pause or look around, we have
We're saying-
clowns and howdies and cowboys
We're
all
saying hi to all
around.
our friends.
So, yes.
So yeah, I was here. I was initially had to be here today as the vice chair of the speakers committee, and my job is super cool because I am vice chair over special resources for the speakers committee. Our special resources include the volunteers that do howdy, the bow-legged H for mascot, the official mascot of the rodeo, Cowboy, who's here, who is the speakers committee's mascot, and then we have our famous rodeo clowns from the speakers committee, and ropers, and the dancers. We have the howdy dancers and the other dance teams, and then we also have vocalists. We have vocal performers on the speakers committee that that volunteer and donate their time, sometimes full band or full vocal ensemble, and sometimes soloists.
So how many volunteers are there in the entire organization, would you say?
35,000.
35,000?
35,000 across 109 committees.
Wow.
That help put on rodeo every year. So, and you mentioned economic impact. So it's about $320 million a year. So that is, it's like having a Super Bowl in Houston every single year.
Right.
Such a good way to say it.
We do it every year.
But for 20 nights.
Yeah.
Over and over.
It's a 3-week party, but the impact is equal or greater to if we had Super Bowl here every single year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much information, Kenna. All right. So I want to go dive into something a little bit fun.
Okay.
Rodeo fashion. That is always the best part.
Yes, absolutely.
What is your absolute favorite? Are you fringe? Are you bling? Are you what's your go-to?
So I'm probably a little bit lame on the fashion. I try to
No,
be cute.
she's not
I try to be cute.
She always looks adorable.
But I have so many different responsibilities during the show and activities that we'll manage on any given day. So like Armed Forces Appreciation Day, we work very closely with the Armed Forces Appreciation Committee and the Tours Committee for the main event in the Hideout, as well as the Greatest Generation in the Wine Garden. So I'll have 9 or 11 events that day. So,
Wow.
So most likely when you see me, my fashion has to go with my best. So kind of a joke when you're on multiple committees is at home or at work and real estate and in life, you probably say we wear many hats. Like I wear a lot of different hats, but in rodeo we say I wear a lot of different vests. So you might see me at noon in my speaker's vest, and then see me at 4 o'clock by the kiosk in my membership vest, and then and now I'm with the coalition.
You just have to
so I
have them all in your
third.
car.
Yeah,
Swapping
I
them
wear-
out.
Wear a mini vest, yes.
Right.
So today I have on my speaker's vest because I was to be here with the speakers committee doing special resources for their rodeo kickoff here at Canes. But look, Let's try it. How's mine? Do you recognize these?
Yes.
That's from the parade last year.
These are from the Conroe Parade.
Conroe Parade.
These are my little pins I got for being part of the support from speakers for the Conroe Parade. So
Yes, I appreciate the speakers come out every year and support our event. And a lot of them come out, and so we really appreciate that.
we provide the announcers for the Conroe Parade as well as the downtown parade, and it's literally so much goes on behind the scenes. Like, we start planning for that and holding auditions and rehearsals and trainings months ago, and leading up to that every year. So it's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes. And then we'll have I don't know the exact number. I want to say probably 50 of us in Conroe from the speakers committee, and then at least twice that many at the downtown parade. Yeah, it takes a lot. So
We amazing.
Amazing.
Well, as far as fashion goes for you, Minnie, what's your favorite?
So I love a good rhinestone, and I love a good fringe. Anything fringe, anything rhinestone, just a little spot. But I like to just feel jazzy.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Yes.
I'm trying to get more blingy in my hat bands this year.
Yeah, and a feather. I need a feather in my hat at all times.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
This woman has, I don't know how many hats. Like, she has an entire wall display of her hats. So
I do. When you walk into
she's
my
obsessed.
house, it actually is
It's like her decor piece.
It really is. It's for decor.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and age myself here again, and it's fine. But the feathers on the hats, I have some. I am cool, but they made me laugh a little because my first cowboy hat I ever got in my lifetime was the sesquicentennial celebration of Texas, of the state of Texas. In Houston, there were a handful of organizations that were part of that big, huge celebration. Rodeo was one of them. So opening night that year, y'all can Google it. No, it's I think it was 1986. Yeah, 1836, so 1986. So 1986, 150 birthday for Texas. Rodeo opening night was incredible. They had like 1,000 square dancers putting on a square dance performance.
Wow.
And this is in the Astrodome.
Oh, I love that.
But they had the square dance performance, and then they had the concert. Willie Nelson, y'all. My first rodeo.
Willie
Houston
was there?
Concert was Willie Nelson.
Oh, my
that,
goodness.
right?
I'd ask him that.
And then they had a bunch of drill teams that had been selected. I don't know what their process, but they got selected. And where I grew up in Sheldon, Texas, in East Houston, our high school drill team was one selected, and my sister was on the drill team. That's how I got to stay out late on a Monday night, y'all. But I needed a cowboy hat, so my grandparents bought me my first cowboy hat that night, and it was covered in feathers, and they were blue because it was Houston Oilers. It was Love You Blue.
Oh, so cute.
So back to the 80s, yeah.
So you're
That's what, every feathered hat I see now. That's what I think. I think Love You Blue, Go Oilers. Like that was my
that's
first.
so
I wish I
perfect.
still had that hat. I didn't know it was going to come back around.
Right, that
and
it's
be
be
in
popular
style
again.
Yeah.
full circle.
I would totally wear it now. I got to find one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like
that.
a lot of rodeo trends, I think, are timeless. Like the fringe and obviously boots and hats. Like they just evolve a little and then they cycle back to the way they were.
Chase, I feel like you need to take a moment and get the spotlight because she doesn't only figure out her rodeo outfits. She Pinterest boards them. She plans for months.
I'm kind
ahead
of
time.
obsessed. I'm kind of obsessed with my rodeo outfits. I'm a little bit of everything though. I love bling. I love fringe. But I think my favorite is like thigh-high cowboy boots. I'm obsessed with thigh-high boots in general. So I want a pair of thigh-high cowgirl boots in every single color. So that is my goal. Definitely going to get a new pair. I have to get a new pair of boots every rodeo season. So I don't know which one I'm going to get this year, but I'm definitely going to shop very soon. Which honestly kind of makes me think about my next point is not only a rodeo happens during the rodeo, but there's also shopping. There's a huge market that happens during the rodeo and other things that happen at the same time. So it's not just the show. It's not just the concert. We have the carnival, which is one of the biggest carnivals. Is it one of the biggest carnivals in?
It is. I mean, they're a company that the rodeo partners with, so they put probably the same carnival on at other events around the country.
It's huge, though.
For other partnerships, but yes, it's definitely the biggest thing that happens here, and it happens for 23 days because you have the 3 days of cook-off and then the 20 days of the show. So I gotta check out this Pinterest because I need some.
Oh yeah, I will share my board with you.
Yeah.
I need some inspiration so I can jazz it up a little bit on the fashion. But yeah, as far as what's shopping for fashion and food,
There's so much stuff.
Not only the food vendors out in the carnival and around the grounds, but also
So good.
like the vendors that come for the boutiques for the booths. There's vendors back there that have different types of like food. I'm trying to think of like the seasoning packaging or fudge. Like there's things like that as well in the vendors in the exhibit hall. But yeah, you have exhibitors from all over the country that come and sell their goods for 20 days during rodeo. So that does not go on during the cook-off. That starts only for the 20 days of a show, but inside the
Center
inside the big building in the exhibit hall, and it's huge and it's all day. And I think they're all there open from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day.
And they have
show.
everything you can think of: boots, hats, accessories, just regular boutique. So if you're wanting to get all your Western wear, you could just come on the first day of the rodeo and get your outfits for the entire rest of the time.
To get your rodeo wears, come the first day, grab.
You're getting the latest trends.
It's all the unique pieces too. It's not stuff that you find everywhere else. I mean, we do love Cavender's and Boot Barn, and they do support. Cavender's does support the rodeo as well,
and give volunteers discount.
And give volunteers.
All the rodeo partners and sponsorship have special offers that they do for volunteers. So that includes on the grounds for those partnership vendors. So Cavender's and the other Western wear stores that the show partners with they'll honor those discounts for volunteers at the show as well.
Which is an incentive to help us out and volunteer with us.
Another good reason to become a volunteer. Yeah.
So how do you become a volunteer?
So the membership committee recruits year-round for new members. Now, that doesn't mean new volunteers. New members, you have to become a member of Rodeo Houston first to be eligible to apply for a committee, and then you apply for one or more of 109 committees and get the opportunity to become a volunteer. So we try really hard on my switch vest, my membership mindset, but we try really hard to prepare people for the commitment. So every committee's different. There are working committees and there are sales committees. Sales committees, obviously, they're going to be quota driven to earn their gold badge. The working committees are going to vary in how many shifts, whether they work overnight, whether they work only during the show, or they have opportunities throughout the year so that you might already be badged when the show starts and have more days to just have fun. So it just varies, but we try to help people find the best matches for them to apply to. And the rodeo year, as far as recruiting goes, everybody, inevitably, I get asked every year, January, February, oh, how do I get on a committee? How do I get on a committee? There are a few coveted spots remaining for the 2025 show year. Very few, and on only a couple of committees, but I'd be happy to help anybody with that. If they were still interested in becoming a volunteer this year and getting a gold badge for 2025. Otherwise, if you have a friend that volunteers or a specific committee that you'd like to target, May 1st. May 1st is when the fiscal year or the new rodeo year starts over. So rodeo ends, starts this week and then ends in March. And then April is kind of like close out financially, and scholarship award selections being made. And then May 1st, we're already on to next year. So May 1st is when all the wait lists open for all 109 committees, and literally at midnight on May 1st, y'all. So depending on what committee, midnight on May 1st.
Right. I would be ready.
The system will allow you, once you're a member, to wait list up to 10. Do not recommend. I recommend getting the information, knowing the expectation, and choosing maybe 2 or 3 to apply to will give you the best odds of getting selected and put on a roster.
So what would be the benefit of earning this gold badge that all of us have?
Oh, so your gold badge privilege for the volunteers is essentially access to everywhere on the grounds, which actually, if you become a member of the show, even without volunteering, you still get some privileges. And you can go to the rodeo's website and kind of look at the different breakdown. But for our gold badge earning volunteers, it's access everywhere for you and a guest. And that does include the stadium. So it does not guarantee you a seat. You have to buy a ticket like anyone else to be guaranteed a seat. But badge holders and their guests can sit in any open seat in the stadium as long as they get up when if the ticket holder comes along and move to a different location or go to one of the corral clubs.
That's what we do.
Right.
That's what, yeah. Most of the volunteers are hanging out.
That's where we'll be.
They're not in a suite. They're in a crowd club during the show.
Super
where
fun.
the cool kids are, y'all.
Yeah. That's the fun stuff. Well, I kind of want to wrap things up, but I want to know what are y'all's favorite? Who's your favorite on the lineup? Who are you excited to see?
For me, it's Riley Green. I'm going to take my daughter and her friend. It's like our little special moment, and she's a teenager, so I think that's super fun.
I love
Kind of
that.
let her experience it.
I'm excited about Riley. That's Armed Forces Appreciation Day.
Oh,
So that's going to be a really cool show. They do a lot of special things that night to honor our veterans and military. And then, y'all don't laugh at me, I'm probably most excited about Post Malone.
Oh my God! Honestly, Post Malone, me too.
you have to tell me where you're going to be because we're going to get a whole group together to go to Post.
Yeah, I will be there with bells on. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm excited
It's
about
super fun.
Post. I'm also excited about Charlie Crockett. And for anybody that doesn't know who Charlie Crockett is, go look him up. He's so talented. I took my son to Willie Nelson's picnic a few years ago.
Okay.
And that was the first place that I saw Charlie Crockett live.
Okay.
Blew my mind. This dude
He's good.
is so talented. He's just incredibly talented. Very old soul, old west style, but just oozes talent, and that's going to be a really good one too. So
I love that. I think I'm most excited about Bailey Zimmerman because I saw him open up for Morgan Wallen last year in Nashville, and I didn't even know I knew as many songs as I do. He's so talented. He has such a stage presence. I'm super stoked about that. I think I'm going to make it a girls' night because he's a cutie. And let's all go and enjoy that. So that'll be really fun.
what about Zach Top?
I'll probably make it to Zach Top too because I have friends that want to go.
Yeah.
I know a couple of his songs, but I need to dive deep before I go to that one.
He's really good. He's really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna wrap up. I think we've done information overload for our listeners on the rodeo. But if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to Mandy and myself. And then I wanted to ask, what brokerage are you with, and where can people find you?
Yeah.
So I am a broker owner like Mandy. I own State 28 Real Estate, which I'm at the back of the Woodlands. So like East Magnolia, West Woodlands is where I work out of. I'm in 3 markets. We have a handful of agents in the Houston market. We have a central, like San Antonio, Austin area agent, and then Corpus Christi as well.
Nice.
So
I told y'all I fangirled all over her.
no, but that is so mutual. I gotta get better at this thing. The whole technology and promotion. I'm learning. I'm getting there.
All right, this is Kenna's first stop at getting her Instagram and her podcast and everything going, so that you guys can reach out to her.
I have to make a Pinterest just so I could look at her clothes, y'all.
I'll show her the ropes.
I gotta get on.
I'll show her the ropes.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and close out, but I'm super excited for rodeo season. If you want to get involved in the rodeo, there's a spot for everybody. Doesn't matter what you're into. If you're into shopping, food, fashion, need some stuff for the kiddos. If you want to enjoy the wine garden, we didn't get to touch on that, but the wine garden is amazing. There's something for everyone at the rodeo, and we're just so honored to be able to present it to you guys today and give you a breakdown of what it's all about.
And you won't see us until March 24th when the rodeo is over, and we're finally
We're
back.
going to be busy.
We're going to be busy.
But anyway, thank you guys so much today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Kenna, for being on our
Thanks for
show.
having me. And yes, y'all, it's nothing but real estate and rodeo for the next 5 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, real estate and rodeo.
I love
No
that.
sleep. No, we'll sleep in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll sign off with that.
all right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.